So it's late winter, it's time to get our peas going. For really early pea plantings, it's a very good idea to get your peas hydrated and beginning to germinate before you plant them out into the cold, wet weather. First step, of course, select your pea varieties, and then the next step is to figure out how many row feet you're planting and get the right amount of seed prepared. So I've prepared some 7-foot rows for my peas, and they normally say about 1 inch apart for pea spacings. However, I'm never quite that good at it. So for 7 feet, I'm going to just count out 70 peas. So you can certainly just put them in a dish and soak them. But sometimes you get too much water, not enough water. So what I like to do is put some layers of wet paper towel under them, hydrate them like this, and then fold the wet paper towel back over. That keeps the moisture up against the seed for nice even exposure to all the seeds in the pile. It doesn't take a lot of water, but don't be too stingy with it because they are going to need to actually swell up and hydrate. So wet the seed in the water. We're wetting the paper towel as we go along. Get them spread out mostly into a single layer. And then we'll fold the top on over. And make sure that's hydrated as well. Now at this point, you can see we don't really have any standing water in that paper towel. That's probably not quite enough for good hydration. We're going to add a little bit more. And those peas are going to absorb that water as they swell up and begin to germinate. And this happens really fast. At room temperature, it only takes a couple of days for them to hydrate up and be ready to sprout. And while it's really easy to tell my two types of peas apart when we're handling them like this, one being a wrinkled with some yellow genes and the other being a very, very round gene, when they swell up, you are not going to be able to tell them apart at all. This may not matter for your planting situation, but I always like to know, for example, where my snow peas versus my shelling peas are going to be. It becomes very important if you're doing pole peas in some of the plantings and bushier peas in another. And so it's a good idea to do some form of labeling. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. For example, I've just prepared little slips that show shelling and snow peas so I can mark them appropriately in the dishes. And so those are just going to sit in any warm room temperature location. They do not need sun during the early germination stages. I often put them on a back shelf in the dining room. And in a couple of days, we'll come back and we'll plant these out in the rows that I've been preparing. All right, so today we're going to plant the pea seeds we prepared a couple of days ago. A couple of things about the preparation. So I'm on native soil, and I've got an extensive cover crop up. So I did have to prepare these a little bit. I actually trenched down each side and turned to the middle to create these mounds. My soil out here in North Corvallis is very wet, and this would often be standing water in the winter. So this keeps the seed out of the water if we go into a very rainy period for the next couple of months, which could very easily happen. We've got pretty good soil here, but I still want to improve the soil for planting. So we're going to put a couple of soil amendments in. We're going to put some sandy loam, premium topsoil. It gives us some mineral material to go into that and keep some structure to that mound. We're going to put in some Harvest Supreme for biology and for some improved nutrient holding. And so we're going to put those in and work those in. Now it's important when we're doing this that we work these beds up a bit in advance. I worked these beds a week ago because with this much plant material in them, we want to have that started to break down before we actually put seed into it. A lot of organic material in the soil can actually inhibit seed germination. So we did that step of preparation a week ago. Oh, we got a wasp. Try not to chop them up. Wasps can be painful, but they're beneficial. They eat a lot of insects. Some of them are pollinators as well. Okay, so we've got some soil amendments in. We're gonna chop that in to our existing soil bed. If anybody out there is tool nerds, it's what we call a chopping hoe. It's not great for cultivating weeds. It's not great for making little furrows, but it's really good for incorporating material into an existing soil. Now, peas are legumes. They are able to fix nitrogen out of the air. They do that by bacteria that live in their roots. Sometimes those bacteria are in your soil. Sometimes there's not a lot of them in your soil. So we inoculate. We add some of that bacteria in. You can get pea and bean inoculant in a couple of forms. This is a granular form, so it's designed to go right in the bed. Other forms are powders that you actually apply to a damp seed. I just want to sprinkle a little bit of that right in the row, right where it will get into the roots when they first emerge on those plants. Now, even though peas are nitrogen fixers, they'll do better if you give them at least a little bit of fertilizer to go along with. So let's put some vegetable food in the row as well. And now our pea seeds. So these are the seeds we hydrated up 2 days ago. You can see they've all swollen up. We have little sprouts emerging. So this is the perfect stage to be planting them. Sprouts get too big, you can break them off. So usually about 2 days is my usual interval from hydrating to planting. You want to plant your pea seeds approximately 1 inch deep, approximately 1 inch apart, give or take. Makes a very nice dense row for a good harvest. One of the fun things about pea crops is they really kick off the vegetable gardening season. They're super, super cold hardy. So we're doing this now on February 12th. I've done it as early as the last week of January with good results. Much earlier than that, I've had some challenges. Waiting till the soil temperature comes up a bit will speed the development. So February, anytime in the month of February, even early March is great. If you wait too long, if you wait clear into the main vegetable gardening season, into April and May, you might have some reduction in yield. Peas do great over the cool part of the season, and as we get warmer and warmer, they decline. They get disease problems, and they senesce. So typically you'll get your pea harvest in the spring through maybe early summer, but by the end of June, you're likely to be running out of peas as they age out and overheat. So our target here is something around 1 inch deep. Peas are pretty forgiving about that. If in doubt, I tend to go just a little shallow, because if you get 2 inches deep, you might have a really slow germination. If you find any clods in soil while you're covering seed, it's a good idea to go ahead and break them up by hand. And then just pat that down. Don't press too hard. We're just trying to create a nice, even depth for those seeds to be growing. On the other hand, if we're not deep enough, you might find that the seeds push up out of the soil as they sprout, or the myriad birds that are hungry this time of year could very well find them if they're too shallow. So with our peas planted for the year, we'll expect to start harvesting these probably the end of April or first part of May, right about the time we're getting into main vegetable planting, and we'll enjoy them into the early summer.